So one of my favorite categories of mountain bikes is the Enduro category, because Enduro bikes are a ton of fun to ride, and they make a really good option if you can only afford one mountain bike and need something that can hit the trails one day and a bike park the next. So while there's a ton of mountain bike companies that make Enduro bikes, one bike company that doesn't feel get the love that it really deserves is Commencal, and more specifically, their Meta Enduro bike. But Commencal has just released their all-new Meta V5, and in this video, we're gonna go over the specs, details, builds, and pricing of this bike. So now, let's check out the all-new Commencal Meta V5. The newest version of the Meta is a full-on Enduro bike that has 160 millimeters of suspension in the front and 150 in the rear. And the Meta is only available with an aluminum frame and it rolls on 29-inch wheels. The V5 is built around Commencal's virtual contact system platform, which uses two short links that connect the swing arm to the front triangle, and is designed to provide increased pedal efficiency, dynamic handling, and the ability to handle big hits. On the new Meta, the head-tube angle depends on the flip chip setting that you choose, with either 64.1 or 65.5 degree head-tube angle. The V5 also has size-specific chainstay lengths, with the small and medium getting 435mm chainstays, while the large and extra large sizes get 440mm chainstays. And one area that Commencal has really thought out is the through headset cable routing, which seems to be a love or hated design. But Commencal has made the Meta where you can run a through headset routing if you like, but they also provide ports on the side of the down tube, so you can also route that way as well. The V5 also has room for a water bottle, but Commencal does say it's designed for a fit lock, because it is a tighter fit. There's also accessory mounts under the top tube, a down tube protector, chain slap protection, and a universal derailleur hanger. For the Meta V5, there's 4 available builds. The first we're going to look at is the Essential, which is the most affordable build. It comes with a Fox 36 performance fork and a Fox Floatex performance shock. It has a Shimano SLX drivetrain with a 12-speed 51-tooth cassette. It has Shimano SLX brakes with 203mm rotors in the front and in the rear. It also comes with DT Swiss E532 wheels, which are wrapped in Maxxis DHR2 tires both in the front and in the rear. The handlebars and all touch points are all in-house Alpha brand, and the V5 Essential weighs in at 34.8 pounds and retails for $4,000. Next is the Meta V5 Race, which is the second most affordable V5 build. It comes with the RockShox Lyric Ultimate fork and a RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Ultimate shock. It has a SRAM GX drivetrain with a 12-speed 52-tooth cassette. The brakes are TRP DHR EVs with 203 rotors in the front and in the rear. It also comes with Crank Brothers Synthesis Enduro 3 wheels, which are wrapped with Maxxis DHR2 tires in the front and in the rear. The handlebars and all touch points are all in-house Alpha brand, and the V5 Race weighs in at 34.6 pounds and retails for $5,000. Next up is the V5 Ohlins edition, which is the second most expensive build. It comes with an Ohlins RXF36 M2 fork and an Ohlins TTX 22M coil shock. It has a SRAM GX drivetrain with a 12-speed 52-tooth cassette. The brakes are TRP DHR Evos with a 203 rotor in the front and in the rear. It has Crank Brothers Synthesis Enduro 3 wheels, which are wrapped with Schwalbe tires with a Magic Mary in the front and a knobby nick in the rear. The V5 Ohlins edition weighs in at 34.6 pounds and it retails for $5,400. Last is the Meta V5 Signature, which is the most expensive build. It comes with a Fox 36 factory fork and a Fox Floatex factory shock. It has a Shimano XT drivetrain with a 12-speed 51-tooth cassette. The brakes are Shimano XTs with 203mm rotors in the front and the rear, and has DT Swiss EX 1700 wheels, which are wrapped in Schwalbe Taki-Chan tires in the front and in the rear. The V5 Signature retails for $5,800. Overall, I really like the new Meta. The previous version of the Meta was a great bike, so there wasn't really a reason to completely overhaul the bike. But Commencal has still made a lot of tweaks and changes that improves the bike and makes it a better overall Enduro bike. I especially like the addition of the virtual contact system kinematics, and mostly allowing the rider to choose if they wish to run their cables through either the headset or not. Headset cable routing seems to be a pretty intense debate, so allowing the owner to choose, I think is a really good move. But with all that being said, let me know how you feel about the new Commencal V5. Do you like the changes that they made? Are you interested in buying one? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great one.